What's going on, fellas? I know it's been a while. It's been hot as hell here in Central Florida. So finally, we got some cool weather. Fiona made it to the lift. She sat over here in this spot since the day the tow truck dropped her. Anyway, I took her for a spin. Transmission slipping. Symptoms were explained in a post I put on Planetisuzoo, and God bless that place because there's a guy there called 4L30 Guru, and the guy's a genius. Anyway, you tell him your symptoms as you shift from gear to gear, and he'll tell you what you need to do. I've got a shot at this one because I was slipping in first, second, and third gear. Reverse worked and winter worked. So according to the guru, I dropped the pan. He even sent me a link. I'll try and put it in the description. There's a pretty good video on YouTube of how to adjust it. It's called the brake band or the low band, and it controls first and second gear. And there's an adjustment that you can make. With a little luck, I won't be putting a valve body in or a new tranny in Fiona here. Anyway, it was too nice a truck to fuck it up, so I decided I'm gonna keep her. My wife might drive her, although she likes, new shit. She's driving a new Pathfinder. Anyway, we'll see. One of my kids might take it. I don't give a rat's ass. People show up every 10 minutes trying to buy it, but it's not for sale. It's a four-wheel drive, 3.5, 2002. The only thing I stole off of it so far was the driver's inside door handle. Anyway, I'll try and do this in a couple of parts. I've already tried a fill, and I've done it to the way the guru says you should do it, which is between 90 and 135 degrees on the scan tool, till it comes out the fill hole, which is what I did. And I tried to drive it. That didn't fix it, so I posted my symptoms, and he gave me the solution, or at least what I hope might work, unless it's too fucking far gone. Anyway, I did a fill already. I drained it now. I dropped the pan, cleaned everything out. No metal in there, just some, muck on the magnet. So I cleaned the shit out of all that. And next shot is I'll take you up and show you the brake band. All right? Alright guys, here I am under the tranny. You can see I dropped the pan. I've already had the filter out and cleaned it. Pan's all cleaned up, like I said. First thing you're going to want to do is, this right here is the brake band adjustment. Let me get it to focus. There you go. And it's got a little cover on it that I just simply removed the 10 millimeters and dropped it. Gives you access. Okay, then you've got the band bolt down below this nut, and I'm using a 16 combination, 16 millimeter. This nut's a 17, and this is a 3/16 hex. So the instructions in the video are pretty good, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. Basically, your back wrench on here, you loosen the nut all the way, you turn it till you start to get a little tension, and you'll even see this little clip right there pop up a little bit. Then you do 40 inch-pounds on your torque wrench. When you're done with that, you back this hex off exactly 4 turns. Then you tighten everything back down again with the backer. And those instructions are pretty clear. They're pretty good. I just wanted to show you the inside here so you get an idea of where it's at. There's 2 of your shift solenoids, and 1 is under the filter, up around this end over here. So basically, here it is. There's your shift lever, all that stuff. Here's your harness coming in to control your shift solenoids and all your feedback. I just again wanted to show you what the pan looked like. This is a hit and miss on Fiona. Hopefully this works, and I don't have to drop this thing. Next video I'll just show you, putting the pan back in and whether we're successful with my adjustments or not. One thing I wanted to mention, guys, I cleaned off where the pan is going to mate. I used 600 wet dry. I used the whiz wheel, and where I couldn't get the whiz wheel, I used 600 wet dry just to give it a good surface. Also, the cover's back on, has a gasket. Tightened it down. I had to loosen the filter to get to the 1 bolt underneath, but knocked that out. Just getting ready to button it back up. I think I said 16 millimeter backer wrench before. It's actually a 13 millimeter. Sorry about that. To get on the back of the nut. It's kind of 3 wrenches because you need a 3/16 hex head, and then you need a 17 and a 13. The 13's the backer, the 17's the nut, and the 3/16 is the hex head. And you got to keep everything from moving. I did use the 40 inch-pounds, and then I backed it off the 4 turns like the video says. I don't know, seemed loose, but I'm going to follow the dude's instructions and go from there. Getting ready to put the pan back up. I'm going to use some RTV, gray RTV, and shove this baby back the fuck up, fill it with some fluid, which is a stupid ass design, and get all dirty again. And let's see, hopefully I got first, second, and everything is hunky-dory. I'll let you guys know once I get the pan back up. Alright guys, as you can see, pan's up. Used, sorry I said gray, I used black RTV. Put the drain pan in. You can see new flat washer, brass. I bought a whole kit off Amazon. It's like 20 different sizes. It's like $8. Anyway, I'm getting ready. I've got the fill plug out. Let me show you what I do here. I'm fortunate. I've got a pit lift here. So I take my little Harbor Freight steppy stool, Humpty stool, whatever, and I bought this from O'Reilly's. It screws onto like a quart or whatever. So what I did was I'm using the Dexmark, and I just take the cap and I reamed it out, and I just move it from gallon to gallon, and then let me see if I can show you what I do. I poke this sucker in here, right, and it drops in. Then I put this whole thing up here like that. Then I run it in and I pump it up. First time I do it, I pump it till it just comes out the fill hole. Then I cap it. Then I start the vehicle and I run it through all the gears a couple of times. And then I will hook up my scan tool, depending on what temperature it is. Like it's cold today, it's probably 55, 60 degrees, which is not normal. So I'll hook up the scan tool and see what the tranny fluid temperature is, and then I'll go ahead and top it off. So between 90 and 135 degrees Fahrenheit, it should come out of the overflow or fill plug. And that's what I did the other day. That's what I'm going to do now. Sometimes a little more than I want comes out, a little drain, and I put the cap up into a weak stream, the plug, and plug it up. I'd rather have a little more than a little less. So anyway, this is my setup. Everybody's different, but I just shoved that bitch in there, that little tube, and that's the only pain in the ass sometimes, is that little pumpy thing wants to move around because it's not attached permanently. Now I'm sure they make one that fits that, but this is what I got. I use it for other shit. I changed the tube, all kinds of stuff. So alright, anyway, like I said, we're all up, we're all ready to go. Next time you see me, probably looking at the Autel, looking at the tranny fluid temperature. Alright, actually you won't see me, but whatever. Alright guys, I decided to use the MaxiSys, the Autel 906 BT, simply because it's a wireless dongle. I can take the scanner underneath the car when I'm checking the tranny temperature, and you can see I'm under history and I've been in this car before. So what I like to do is just pull it back up, and then I go right over here to diagnosis, and then I just pull up the year, It's a 2002. It's a Trooper. Then I come over here. I know it says transmission control module, but that's for a different transmission. So I go over the powertrain on this one, and lo and behold, there's the 4L30. Pull it up. It's gonna give me a couple of choices. I'm gonna go over here to live data. It's gonna try and communicate with the module right now. And there you go. So you can see I've got a couple of PIDs I can look at, but the one that I'm really interested in is down there. It's ATF fluid temperature. So it's really the only one I care about. So then I just highlight it and show it. And cool little thing here is you can see the value right now. Like I said, it's kind of chilly here, but if I click on this, I can show it a million different ways. You know, I could show it like a speedometer. That's the way we just saw it. There's a graph, which is, you know, listen, I just like to see it easy. Usually I'll look at it like this because I can see it in a format on screen, and I can also see it digitally in the corner. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start up Fiona. I topped it off cold. Then I started it up. I ran it through the gear shift, and then I re-topped it off again. And you can see it's still 73 degrees. So I never let it really get that hot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to top it off up to temperature. So probably, you know, you'll see me somewhere around 90 degrees next time I come back on. Alright guys, it's a little noisy under here. So as you can see, it just jumped up from 89 to 91.4. And what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and I'll open the fill, and we'll see what happens. Remember, it was pouring out when the transmission was cool. So if you notice, you got nothing coming out. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and stick my setup back in and my tube back in and fill her up again, and then I'll be back around 135, 130-ish, something like that. All right. Just a quick update, guys. As you can see, I'm right around 125. I filled it at 90 till it overflowed. I filled it at 110 till it overflowed, and I just pulled the cap out at around 123. And obviously, we got nothing running out. You can hear the engine running, but we got nothing running out. So that's why they recommend you fill these things running while they're hot between a certain temperature settings. So 90 would be, I guess, the low, and 135 would be the high on the full, how much fluid you're putting in the transmission. So with that said, I'm probably going to start around 130, topping this thing up, and we'll call it a day. I might even do it, might wait till 130 and change, but I don't really want to overfill it too much or underfill it. So just checking in again, just to keep you guys abreast of what the hell's going on. Alright guys, I just wanted you to see the last one here. You can see I'm at 134.6. At 134, I opened her up, fluid came out, I capped it back up, and I cinched her up. So when I mean fluid came out, it wasn't gushing out, it was a slight trickle. If it was gushing out, I would have let some come out and then capped it up. But so it's full from 90 to 135 degrees. I'm going to fill up the pumpkins front and rear, and I'm going to do the transfer case, and then I'm going to take Fiona for a spin. Hopefully that fixed my low band issue and I have first, second gear again. We'll see. Next time you see me, we'll be topside, a little quieter. Well guys, I spent a long, hard day. Actually, I started on Saturday, dropping the pan, but Fiona drives like it's brand new. So for the cost of some transmission fluid and some RTV, she's fixed. She wouldn't go in first. She wouldn't go in second. She would shift into third or reverse. That was it. Now, no problem. Like a scalded dog, she runs. 118,000 miles. Freshly redone transmission fluid. TOD is fixed. $600 for the girl. Well, I need a door handle, window regulator, you know, the same old shit. But I might keep this one for, I don't know, maybe my daily, and I'll turn Shrek into a mud pig. I don't really know. My wife said she might drive it, although I'd probably have to paint it and put $10,000 into it. Anyway, I don't know who this 4L30E guru is on Planetisuzoo, but the guy's a genius. Absolute genius. Thank you. If you're ever watching these, thank you for the service that you provide to this community. You simply go over there, you go in the drivetrain forum, you post the symptoms, and by the end of the day, the guy responds what you should do. I followed his directions to a T. It's unfucking believable. So it shifts hard from second to third, but as I just drove it about 10 miles, it got better each time. But I may post him and see if that's something that could eventually be done with, say, maybe a solenoid or something like that. But I'm no fucking transmission expert. I just learned from owning a car dealership, a car lot, doing what I do. Anyway, big props to that guy. He's a fucking genius. Thank you, sir. So Fiona's running. I might even drive her home tonight. She's got gas. She's doing good. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow when I fix this inside door handle. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching my video. Hopefully, I'll be making a few more. I still got to do Eric's 4 links on Shrek. That was last Christmas present. Last year. It's fucking 11 months. And they're sitting here. It's too goddamn hot. Tomorrow's going to be like 30 degrees. I'll be in my underfucking wear doing Shrek's 4 links. It's beautiful. Alright, guys. Be good. Thanks for watching.